Hi everyone, welcome to my African flower granny square tutorial. For this tutorial you will need 4 different types of yarn and colors. You will need a 3mm hook and a pair of scissors. To begin this tutorial you will start with a slip knot. You'll make your yarn parallel and then twist the yarn. Put your fingers through that hole and pull the yarn in to create a slip knot. Once you have your slip knot, you will take your crochet hook, place it into the slip knot and proceed to chain 4. To chain 4, you will yarn over, pull into that first circle, yarn over, pull into the second circle, yarn over, pull into the third circle, yarn over, pull into the fourth circle. Once you have your 4 chains, you will connect the 2 sides. You will place your hook into the other side and pull that yarn in. You will have 2 loops on your hook. You will pull that first loop into the second loop to create a circle. Once you have created that circle, you will proceed to chain 3. You will yarn over, pull into 1, yarn over, pull into 2, yarn over, pull into 3. That chain 3 counts as a double crochet. You will then go on to put a double crochet following that chain 3. To place a double crochet, you'll yarn over, place your hook into that circle, pull that yarn in. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over, pull into 2, yarn over, pull into 2. In total, we will have 8 groups of 2 double crochets in the circle. You will chain 1 and proceed to put another 2 double crochets. The pattern is 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1. You will have a total of 8 groups of 2 double crochets placed into that circle. Once you have placed 8 groups of 2 double crochets with a chain 1 into that circle, you will then create a slip stitch to connect the 2 sides. Put your crochet hook into the other side, pull that yarn in. You will have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Pull the first loop into the second loop to connect the 2 sides. You will then chain 1 and then cut off that piece of yarn with a pair of scissors. You will then take a different color and create a slip knot with that color. Once you have created your slip knot, you will take your crochet hook. You will take the row that you've already created, and in that first stitch, place your hook and connect the slip knot with that first row. So place your hook into the slip knot, pull it in, and then proceed to chain 3. So you yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. You'll proceed to place a double crochet in that chain 1 space from the previous row. That chain 3 that you began with counts as a double crochet. You will then chain 2, and in that same chain 1 space from the previous row, in that same space you will place 2 double crochets. So the pattern for this row is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. You move on to the next chain 1 space and put 2 double crochets. You then chain 2, and in that very same space put another 2 double crochets and continue with that pattern of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the chain 1 space from the previous row. This is how it looks once you reach the end of the row. Once you reach the end of the row, you'll proceed to connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch. You'll place your hook into the other side, pull it in, you'll have 2 loops, pull that first loop into the second loop. You'll continue with the same color of yarn and chain 3. After you have chained 3, in that chain 2 space, you'll place 7 double crochets. That chain 3 that you started with counts as a double crochet. So you'll proceed and place 7 double crochets in that chain 2 space from the previous row. After you have placed 7 double crochets, you go into the next chain 2 space from the previous row and place another 7 double crochets. The pattern for this row is to place 7 double crochets in each chain 2 space from the previous row until you reach the end of the row. This is how it looks so far halfway after placing 7 double crochets in each chain 2 space from the previous row. Once you reach the end of the row, this is how it looks. You will then connect the 2 sides. You place your hook into the other side, pull the yarn in, and have 2 loops on your hook. Pull that first loop into the second loop, chain 1, and then cut off that piece of yarn. You'll then proceed to take a different color and create a slip knot with that color. You will then proceed to connect that slip knot with the granny square so far. Take your crochet hook and place that slip knot into that first stitch and pull it in. You will then proceed to chain 1. For the next 7 stitches, you will put single crochets. So you'll put your hook into the next stitch, pull that yarn in, yarn over, pull into 2 of the loops. Place your hook into that stitch, pull it in, yarn over, pull into 2. That chain 1 counts as a single crochet. Once you reach the 7 single crochets, you will proceed to put a single crochet in that chain 2 space at the bottom, not the row directly below, but the row after, that row at the bottom. That chain 2 space, you will place a single crochet. Once you have placed a single crochet in that chain 2 space, you put another 7 single crochets until you reach the chain 2 space. Once you have made 7 single crochets, you put a single crochet in that chain 2 space at the bottom, not the row directly below, but the row after, and then continue with that pattern of 7 single crochets, and then put a single crochet in the chain 2 space. This is how it looks once you have placed single crochets throughout the entire row. Once you have placed single crochets, you will then connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch. You'll place your hook into the other side, pull that yarn in, have 2 loops, pull that first loop into the second loop to create a slip stitch. You will then chain 1 and then cut off that piece of yarn. We will now begin with creating the border. You will take a different color piece of yarn, create a slip knot, connect it to the flower that you have already created. So you'll put your hook into that first stitch, pull in that slip knot, and then proceed to chain 1. For this row, creating the border, you will place 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. That chain 1 counts as a single crochet. Once you have placed 4 single crochets in the first 4 stitches, you'll place a half double crochet into the next stitch. You will yarn over, place your crochet hook in, pull that yarn in, and have 3 loops. You'll pull into all 3 loops. Then you'll place double crochets in the next 2 stitches. You will yarn over, place your hook into the stitch, pull that yarn in, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. Place another double crochet in the next stitch. You will then proceed to do what is called a treble crochet in the next stitch. So you'll yarn over 2 times on your hook. Place your hook into that stitch, pull in. You'll have 4 loops on your crochet hook. You yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you pull through 2 3 times. You'll then proceed to chain 3 and put another treble crochet in that same stitch. You yarn over twice, put your hook through. You'll have 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. To reiterate, the pattern is 4 single crochets, 1 half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets, and then 1 treble crochet, chain 2, then 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. You will then place 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, and then place a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then place 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. Once you have placed 4 single crochets, you place a half double crochet into the following stitch. So that middle stitch, after placing the half double crochet, you'll put 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. You will then proceed to put a half double crochet, and then the next 2 stitches are double crochets. And to create the corner effect, you do a treble stitch. You place a treble stitch into that stitch, chain 3, place another treble stitch into that very same stitch to create a corner. This is the pattern you will continue with. So the following stitches will be 2 double crochets, a half double crochet, and then 4 single crochets. So it'll be a double crochet, half double crochet, and then 4 single stitches. After placing 4 single crochets in that middle stitch, you place a half double crochet. You will then proceed to place 4 single crochets, 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochets, and then to create the corner, you do a treble crochet, chain 2, treble crochet. This is how it looks once you reach the end of the row and you have created the square. You will then connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch. This is how the square looks so far. We will create 1 more row with single crochets. You will place your hook into that first stitch and create a single crochet and continue with the single crochet until you reach the corner. Once you reach the corner, you will place 2 single crochets into that corner, chain 2, place another 2 single crochets into that corner, and then after you have placed those 2 single crochets, you will proceed with single crochets until you reach the next corner. And once you reach that corner, the next corner, you will put 2 single crochets into that corner, then you'll chain 2 and put 2 single crochets, and then continue with the single crochets until you reach the end of the row. This is how the African flower granny square looks once you have completed it. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy making it.